Hello, baseball fans, and welcome back to the Minnesota Twins franchise. As you can see, the Twins are doing really good here to start the season. And we got some more news for you. There's some international signings, and out of the Dominican Republic, Antoine Shahabazian has signed with the Minnesota Twins, and he will start in Double-A. He's 18 years old, and he's a pretty electric player from what everybody is kind of scouted so far. So the Twins are looking to bring him up quickly if they can, but they're going to take their time with him to, make sure he's ready. There's a lot of new acquisitions here for the Minnesota Twins. Adolfo Fernandez out of California. He was on the free agent market, and because Kyle Farmer just went down with an injury, the Twins decided we'll add another bat. Potentially he'll be in the major leagues. We'll see how he starts out in AAA and kind of go from there. Edouard Julien, he might be hitting the starting spot, but we'll kind of see as that goes because Royce Lewis will be currently the starting third baseman every day. We're going to actually go take a look at the lineup, make sure that I changed it. Yes, I did. So Royce Lewis will be the starting third baseman on the daily. And Edouard Julien's still kind of fighting for that spot. Royce Lewis just kind of got lucky that there was an injury. He's getting this chance to prove what he can do. Probably take over Kyle Farmer's spot. Michael Taylor here. We'll see if he holds down that DH spot or if Julien steps in and Polanco moves to DH, because Julien is by far the better fielder with a little more speed, but it's hard to turn down Polanco's bat, and Michael Taylor is performing better than Edouard Julien here to start the season, although it's not that much better. He has a significant amount more at bats, so it could translate. Maybe a couple of games where Julien does well, he'll get the starting spot. But we'll talk a little bit more about Antoine Shabazian. He seems to be pretty dominant versus left-handed pitching. He has really good vision and discipline. For an 18-year-old, this is honestly way more than I would ever expect. He could use some practice versus right-handed pitching. That's something that the Twins are going to be cautious with and see how he performs. They're hoping he adds a little bit of pop to his bat because of that 6'2", 214 frame. I would assume someday he'll have quite a bit of power, but the Twins will take it slow as he's only 18 years old, and Adolfo Fernandez will be fighting to get called up. So we're going to take a little peek here at the schedule. We're going to probably simulate a little bit here. We've played a couple of games on the road now. I think it's been so long I don't remember, but I know I played against Cleveland here as Chris Paddock came in, went 6 innings with 8 strikeouts. He was looking to get a little bit farther, but the rain delay kind of took him out of the game. Still a masterful game from him, and he's looking to take that spot away from Sonny Gray. We'll see how the season plays out. Sonny Gray is going to be out for a couple weeks. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and simulate and play. I think we're going to go play. Let's go with Joe Ryan against the Padres here. So let's sim. We'll just let that auto fix. Tyler Mahle is back. Okay, that's kind of nice. Christian Vasquez is still out 4 to 5 weeks. We'll add him to the 10-day again. But before we advance, we're going to kind of take a look at the scouting. Okay. This is why I don't leave it on auto. Well, I shouldn't leave it on auto. Hang on here. I'm going to take it off of... Oh, wait, it is on manual. I didn't put a reliever on there. Anyways. We're going to change the prospect here. Actually, if I remember right, we wanted to scout position first base in the East. I was watching a little bit of the videos to kind of get myself back up to par of where I was. I know we were looking at Brian Cato here, and I think it was Barack. Yeah, Barack Floyd. Yep. So we're gonna look at these two. Kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. These are guys that could potentially fall to the Twins. Brian Cato would be a very good piece. I mentioned, catcher's been a premium position, and we've been kind of lacking there since Joe Mauer, it feels like. So to have Christian Vasquez, he's been pretty good here to start the season, but with that contract, he doesn't seem like he will stay forever. And by the time his contract's done, he'll be 35. About the time Brian Cato would be coming up, he could become his backup. He could teach him a thing or two. Ryan Jeffers at 25. That's, he's got a few years of arbitration left. He could very well be the starting catcher. He could very well just be a backup. He is very good. Jose Miranda here to start the season. Apparently he's struggled a bit against lefties to start the season, but I don't see that holding up. But yeah, that's a look at again who's going to be scouted, who we plan to look for in the future, what positions we're thinking. But we're also going to try and find the best positional prospect or pitching prospect, best prospect available at the time. But right now we're just going to jump in and we're going to play a full game with quick counts at home against the San Diego Padres. And we're going to leave the lineup like this just because it's our typical daily starting lineup. I thought about messing with it a little bit. Ryan Jeffers hurt himself in batting cage. Okay, we'll put Tony Walters in batting ninth. So it looks like Tony Walters is going to get his first crack in the videos. He has 6 at-bats so far to start the season and not very much success. We were hoping it'd kind of translate from AAA, but that's okay. Maybe we'll get his first hit with us here as we take a look. And the San Diego Padres, you can't look at that lineup and think that this is going to be an easy game. But Minnesota Twins here on MLB The Show North. It's getting to be quite the interesting start to the season, as this will be their toughest test of the season so far, facing the San Diego Padres at 25 wins already. Joe Ryan's looking to hold them, and he'll be up against Joe Musgrove, who he's an incredible middle of the rotation guy. He's looking to hold the Twins and extend the Padres. Well, I don't know if they're lead or whatever, but they're looking to take the NL West. As Joe Ryan there with his 8th start of the season at a 2.57 ERA with 42 innings. Only 13 walks. That's pretty impressive. The strikeouts could come up a bit, but he's kind of a ground ball pitcher, as we all know. As Xander Bogaerts steps in, betting .325 on the year. With the 1-1 count here, because of the quick counts, Carlos Correa will get the grounder, and Bogaerts will be the first out of the ball game. Take a look at the starting lineup once more. Is Xander Bogaerts now at .322 average, and then Jake Cronenworth, Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Matt Carpenter, Nelson Cruz, Adam Engel, Austin Nola, and I'm going to butcher this, Ha-Sung Kim. Correct me if I'm wrong. Another 1-1 count here to Jake Cronenworth, and he'll foul that ball away. Joe Ryan with a pretty impressive start to the season, looking to kind of add to it here. It's been a very impressive start for the Twins. Not the exact thing everybody was kind of thinking, but everybody kind of figured the Minnesota Twins, the only competition that they would have in the AL Central would be the Cleveland Guardians, as the Tigers and Royals are quite potentially the worst teams in baseball, aside from the Oakland Athletics. Juan Soto will step in at .395 batting average here to start the season. If he could hold that up, he would be on pace for one of the highest batting averages in MLB history. He fouls this one away. 2-2 count to Soto. And Joe Ryan with the delivery. And that'll be a base hit down the right field line. And if Kepler can get there quick enough, he might get him at second. That's going to be a close play, and they're going to get him. Juan Soto hitting it too hard down the right field line, and that is going to be an easy play for Max Kepler. One of the better fielding outfielders, and not even close there from Juan Soto. He just hit it too hard, but Joe Musgrove will take the mound here. Incredible start to the season. His 8th start as well. A 4-1 record with a 2.17 ERA through 45 innings. His 18 walks and 40 strikeouts. That's a pretty good ratio. No wonder why he's had such an incredible start to the season. It seems the command is there, as Michael Taylor will step in. 234 here to start the season. He'll swing and miss at the slider and go down 1-2. Michael Taylor is kind of in a competition as he swings and misses at the sinker, down and in. Wasn't in the zone. Not sure what he was looking for there, but he'll go down on strikes. Jose Miranda will step up, and he'll line it into center field. That's about as easy of a hit as you're going to get. 106 mile an hour off the bat, as Jose Miranda lines it up the middle for the first hit of the ball game. Well, not really the first hit. The first guy on base of the ball game. Carlos Correa will step in at .314 batting average. And looks like they'll foul this one off. There could be a play. No, he'll end up in foul territory. And 2-2 now. Carlos Correa had a pretty controversial offseason and ultimately ended up signing with the Twins. It was not very suspected, but he'll line it in the gap here, and that should go for extra bases, potentially scoring a run, and it looks like it's going to score the run, and that'll be the first run of the ball game. Twins will take the lead here, 1-0. Quite a surprise, and honestly, it's been a good one for the Minnesota Twins here in their franchise. Carlos Correa has been one of the top players in the league, alongside Byron Buxton. And speak of him, Byron Buxton will step in at a .340 batting average here to start the season with 11 home runs. He'll take the ball there for 3-1 count. Joe Musgrove a little frustrated with himself here. And Byron Buxton will take ball 4. Well, base on balls there for Byron Buxton. Runners on first and second. That'll bring up Jorge Polanco. Jorge Polanco is surprisingly still playing. Oh my! That ball is demolished into right field, and it is gone. Bob Minnesota here. 3-run homer by Jorge Polanco. 430 feet, 108 mile an hour off the bat. This has been an incredible start here for the Minnesota Twins in this game. They're showing that they mean business. They're in it to win it. They're taking on a good team, and it's not a fluke. So you take a second look at Polanco's home run, and he knew it right off the bat. There was no doubt about that one. That almost left the ballpark entirely. Look at that. Now Max Kepler will step in, having a pretty decent for himself. Probably the best season so far as he draws ball 4. And now he will be on first base, and Joe Musgrove's struggles continue as Joey Gallo steps in. Joey Gallo's kind of on that, he's one of those guys that needs to prove himself this year. It's been hard for him to find a spot in the league this last year just because His time with the Yankees didn't go exactly as planned. He then went to the Dodgers, and now with the Minnesota Twins, having a pretty impressive start to the season. But Joe Musgrove will get out of it here at the double play. But not before Jorge Polanco hits a 3-run shot. That ball was absolutely demolished. 4-0 Twins over the Padres. Look at him just admire that. All right, first up here for the San Diego Padres in the second inning will be Manny Machado. He has 26 RBIs on the season, second on the team. A 1-1 count from Joe Ryan. It's a slider, and that's hit hard, but it's gonna go foul. With the 1-2 count, Joe Ryan. That ball is crushed into left field, and Gallo will have it with ease. He's the first out of the inning. That was hit hard by Manny Machado, and he probably wants that one back, but that was close. He almost hit it out. Matt Carpenter will step in, 2013 Silver Slugger Award winner, hitting .276 here to start the season. Pretty impressive start after a solid campaign with the Yankees last year. You see the look there, the Twins at 21-14 lead the American League Central. Not much of a surprise with that record.
Outside, that's
ball 2 there. The Minnesota Twins could likely run away with the division, as there's not very much that should be stopping them. With the teams that they'll play consistently, it'll come across as the Twins not being a capable team, but so far they're showing today that they're fully capable, as Joe Ryan strikes out Matt Carpenter for the second out of the inning. The Twins may not be in the strongest division, but they need to prove that they can hang with the big dogs, as Nelson Cruz fouls off the 2-2 pitch. If they can hang with the big dogs, they'll be playoff favorites, as he strikes out Nelson Cruz here to end the top of the second. Pretty easy inning there for Joe Ryan, as Royce Lewis, Tony Walters, and Michael Taylor will lead it off here. Well, lead it off. They're due up. Excuse me. Royce Lewis will lead it off. With a .207 average here. He's still looking for that first home run. But Royce Lewis, he's a rookie. You can take it easy on him. It's hard to make that adjustment switching from the minors to the majors, as now you are playing with the absolute best of the best, as he lines it down the third base line, and that's a fair ball. He thought about going 2, but it looks like they'll get it in quickly and hold him at first base. Royce Lewis with the base hit here to start the inning. And Tony Walters will step in. He's a fresh call-up, as the injury to Christian Vasquez forced the hands of the Twins to make a decision on someone being the backup catcher every day. Tony Walters yet to get a hit this season.
No, he's safe.
But once again, he only has 6 at-bats. So Tony Walters will look for that first hit of the season. He'll make the most of every opportunity he gets, and he'll pop this one up into right field, and that'll be easy out there. I was going to say, that looked like Nelson Cruz out there. I wasn't paying attention to where he was playing. I automatically assume he's always DH. Nelson Cruz is playing the outfield today, as Matt Carpenter is the DH today. Michael Taylor will step up to the plate, and he'll swing and miss on a ball in the dirt. That'll be his second strikeout of the game. Royce Lewis still stranded over there at first base, as Jose Miranda will step in. 1 for 1 on the day. With 5 home runs on the season, Jose Miranda's shown a little bit of pop to start the season. And he'll foul that one off. If he would have waited back on that, he might have crushed it. but it's hard to lay back on those sliders after seeing a bunch of fastballs. Ball in the dirt there, but Royce Lewis will hold up at first base. 2-2 count here. Right down the middle, but right at the second baseman, Tim. That'll end the inning there. We'll head into the top of the third. Twins up 4-0 still. On one hit from the Padres that didn't result to anything except for an out. Adam Engel will lead it off. 2:33 here to start the season. A full count pitch to him. And that'll get into the gap easily. That's going to get down out there and off the wall. Byron Buxton will get it in quickly and hold him to second base. That's a leadoff double for Adam Engel, his 5th double of the season. And we'll take a second look here as he absolutely crushed that ball. For a second, it looked like it could get out, but it banged off the wall. And now the Padres have something rolling here with nobody out and a runner on second. Austin Nola steps in here. And a foul ball on the first pitch. Let's do a 1-2 count. And pitch. He'll strike out. Joe Ryan will strike him out. That's exactly what he needed there to get that confidence back up a bit. As now Ha-Sung Kim will step in. And he'll strike out as well. Joe Ryan owing through these hitters. As we mentioned earlier, strikeouts were not something that Joe Ryan had a lot of compared to his innings pitched, but today he's really bringing those strikeouts out and looking to increase that total. Sandy Bogart swings and misses here. The 2-2 pitch here. Strike 3 called. He'll strike out the next 3 batters after the leadoff double and get himself out of the jam. Padres will increase their hit count to 2 hits, but once again it amounts to nothing. As due up are Correa, Buxton, and Polanco. Guys that got it all started for us in the first inning. Looking to add to that run total and bump up their stats a little bit. I know that Buxton's in the chasing for an early Triple Crown here, but we won't speak too soon about that. I'll stop bringing it up because it would be really cool to see it. Correa works the count to 2-2. And he'll swing and miss on a pitch in the dirt. And that will be the first out of the inning. So Musgrove kind of settling in here after that rough first inning as he gets Carlos Correa there on a pitch in the dirt, in which he swung pretty early on. Byron Buxton will step in, hitting .340 to start the season. And he'll hit this one in the left field. That ball's back there, but it's going to die off at the warning track. Byron Buxton providing some pop this year, so everything that's in the air, everybody's going to get out of their seats and see if they're watching a home run. But that was just a simple pop-up. As Jorge Polanco steps in, fouls one off for a 2-2 count. And he'll slap this one the other way. That's a base hit for Jorge Polanco, his second hit of the game. Max Kepler will step in. Walk in his first at-bat. And he'll pop this one up into center field. That'll look like a pretty routine play out there. And that'll end the inning. Heading to the top of the fourth, still 4-0 as Jake Cronenworth, Juan Soto, and Manny Machado will look to get some things started here from the San Diego Padres. First pitch here from Joe Ryan. That'll be a curveball right down the middle. I don't know what you could be waiting for, but it's about the easiest pitch you're going to get all at bat. Cronenworth will ground it to Correa. Correa will get that pretty routinely over to Miranda for the first out of the inning. Juan Soto will step in with that batting average up over 400 after that single in the first inning that he tried to stretch to a double. Batting 400 is an impressive stat through 100 at-bats or so. He checks his swing, but it's called strike. 1-2 count here for Joe Ryan. The pitch. And he'll hit it on the ground to Polanco, who will get it over to first easily. 2 down. Juan Soto is an incredible player. As in steps Manny Machado. Juan Soto is still really young, and his career stats are up there higher than the majority of players in the MLB as Manny Machado goes down on strikes. That'll end the top of the 4th as the Twins will take their turn at bat. It's still 4-0 here in Minnesota. Machado not very happy about that. As you can see, these are not the commentators of the game today. I am your commentator, Mr. Hawkeye himself. And in case you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Excuse me. Joey Gallo will step in. And a swing and miss, making it a 2-2 count. And he'll swing and miss. He's strike 3, Joey Gallo. Joe Musgrove's pretty settled in here since that rough first inning. It's exactly what the Padres need of him. Try and get a few innings, not digging into that bullpen. This is the first game of the series. Twins are hoping for the Padres to dig deep into the bullpen. They're hoping to stay out of it themselves. Royce Lewis will step in here with a 2-2 count, and he'll swing and miss on the slider down and away, way outside of the zone. 2 straight strikeouts here for Joe Musgrove as Tony Walters stands in. 0 for 7 here to start the season. The 1-1 count, and he'll take ball 2. Tony Walters was a 3rd-round pick back in 2010. And he's been journeyman. He's back and forth between AAA and MLB and moving around from teams. As he hits a fly ball here in the right field. Could that be helped out by the porch? No. Just shy of that porch. This will be the 3rd out of the inning. Who up for the Padres, Matt Carpenter, Nelson Cruz, and Adam Engel. Alright, Matt Carpenter with a 274 average here with 8 home runs and 22 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. The 1-1 count. Joe Ryan delivers. And it'll be a swing and a miss on the slider inside. Matt Carpenter, a 13th round pick back in 2019. On the St. Louis Cardinals. He fouls off the splitter outside. And the pitch. And he'll foul off the slider in. Joe Ryan, his 67th pitch here. Looking to put Carpenter away as he fouls off another one. Joe Ryan with another delivery here. And he'll get him looking. Strike 3 called on the bottom half of the zone. Down and away. It's a hard pitch to do anything with. But it's not something you want to take and strike out on. Nelson Cruz, 0 for 1 on the day. And it'll be a 1-2 count. Nelson Cruz kind of struggling here this season. At some point you had to kind of expect it would happen. He is in his 40s. He can't stay around forever, but Nelson Cruz has been an incredible player to watch over the last few years. Pretty much since 2012-ish, maybe even a little before that, Nelson Cruz has been one of the best DHs in baseball. Starting with the Texas Rangers, he was a very good right fielder. He has quite the throwing arm. As he goes down looking, 2 straight strikeouts looking. 1 down and away and 1 up and in. And Nelson Cruz thought about swinging, but he thought a little too late. He didn't agree with the call there, but it was very clearly a strike according to pitch tracks. 1-1 count here to Adam Engel.
One ball.
He'll swing and miss on the splitter. Adam Engel with that double earlier that amounted to nothing for the Padres. He had a leadoff double, and the Padres struck out 3 straight batters. Joe Ryan with his 78th pitch of the game, and he'll strike out Adam Engel. And another strikeout here for Joe Ryan as the Twins are just rolling through this Padres lineup. 2 looking and 1 swinging. Joe Ryan having a masterful outing here today. Looking like the ace of this team. Minnesota Twins still lead it 4-0. Michael Taylor with 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today, looking to change his fortunes a bit. Joe Musgrove, 81 pitches in. This will be number 82 here. And Taylor will ground it over to Machado, and that'll be an easy play for Machado. First out of the inning. Another look there is the little sliding grab. Machado will spin around. And that's not an easy play, but Machado will make it look easy. One of the best fielding third basemen there is. As Jose Miranda steps in. 1 for 2 on the day for the single in which he scored a run. As part of that double from Carlos Correa. Pitch right down the middle, and Miranda will fly at center field. Pretty routine play there. And that'll be the second out of the inning. And he'll step Carlos Correa here. He drove in Miranda on that RBI double, and then he scored himself on the 3-run shot from Jorge Polanco. Been a few innings since anything's happened for the Minnesota Twins. And this one's deep in the right field. That ball is way back there, and it's gone. Carlos Correa hits one the opposite way. That's his 9th home run on the season at 360 feet, 92-mile-an-hour exit velocity. To celebrate that one, Correa, you're the first hit in a while for the Twins. They still lead this game, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon, as Carlos Correa with that opposite field power there, hitting it right to that torch that I was referring to earlier for Tony Walters. That was quite the snag out there in the outfield by that young woman out there. As Byron Buxton will step in, and he'll take ball 2 below the zone. Hitting .336 here on the season with 11 home runs and 22 RBIs. He'd like to drive in a few more runs, but Carlos Correa kind of steals that from him. As he fouls off a 4-seam fastball right down the middle. 93 pitches. And Byron Buxton will strike out on number 94 to end the 5th. Not before Carlos Correa does some more damage as he takes the ball the other way. And that's an oppo-poppo. Carlos Correa flexing some strength there as he hits it to that short porch. Austin Nolo step in. 0 for 1 on the day. And Joe Ryan, 82 pitches here. Now, 1-2 count, pitch number 83. Another foul ball here. Joe Ryan thinking about what he wants to throw next, as 2 straight foul balls make it kind of hard. As a 3rd foul ball, that was a hard pitch to hit. I'm surprised he made contact there. Maybe it was something Joe Ryan's just setting up inside. As it is, up and in there. Joe Ryan looking to put him away at the 2-2 count. And he'll ground it over to Miranda. Pretty routine play. Plenty of time to get to first base. And Osnola will be the first out of the inning. Ha-Sung Kim, 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. 256 average with a home run to add to that. The 1-1 count. Joe Ryan will get him a swing and miss on the slider there. The 1-2. And he'll foul that one away. The 1-2 count here. And another foul ball. Joe Ryan probably a little frustrated. He's pitching quite well, but they're just somehow making contact on those pitches outside of the zone. Pitch number 92 will be grounded to Royce Lewis over there at 3rd. That'll be a routine play. Royce Lewis has been getting a lot of work here this last week or so. Lots and lots of it. Xander Bogaerts will step in with a 320 average. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a ground out. Twins are going to go look in the bullpen here as they will warm up Jorge Lopez and Giovanni Moran. Have a lefty and a righty out there. It's always good to have a little bit of both, just to kind of see what's coming up in the following inning and view your matchups. I'm sure the Twins are thinking about that. As Bogaerts hits it on the ground, shortstop to shortstop as Correa throws it to first, and that will be the final out of the inning. Due up for the Twins, Jorge Polanco, Max Kepler, and Joey Gallo. Quite a lot of power there, as Polanco's already hit a home run today. Max Kepler and Joey Gallo are in a little square off on who's going to hit more this season. As Michael Wacha will be in for his 10th appearance. Impressive start out of the bullpen here. I know Michael Wacha has been a starter for a long time, so to be coming out of the bullpen now, it's probably hard, but Jorge Polanco with a 2-2 count lines it up the middle. Base hit. Michael Wacha was a starter for a long time, I believe for the St. Louis Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. And that first batter he faced, Jorge Polanco, who was having quite the day, lined one right back up the middle. He's got 3 hits today. Max Kepler steps in, 0 for 1 with a walk. The 2-1 count here to Max Kepler. And he'll hit it on the ground to Bogaerts. Easy flip to Kim. And over to first. That's a double play. A twin killing there. As Joey Gallo will step in. Joey Gallo 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out today. 266 average on the season with 6 home runs. Looking to take advantage of Max Kepler's double play ball, as we were just saying. He wants to beat him. As we take a look at the Padres bullpen, Steven Wilson is up throwing. And the Twins have thought it over, and they are scheduling Jorge Lopez to come into the game. Joey Gallo takes the ball there, 3-2. Full count pitch here. And it looked like it was going to be outside, but it curved right back in there, and Joey Gallo strikes out again. Twins still up 5-0. That was a pretty routine inning there for the San Diego Padres, as they'll take their chances at bat. Jorge Lopez is for sure the guy that's coming in. 12 games this season, making his 13th appearance, 12 innings, an 11.25 ERA. The Twins being up a little bit, they made the decision that they kind of wanted to give him some outs and see if he can kind of find a groove here at the start of the season. Don't want him to fall behind, and that's exactly what this outing is for. Make sure Lopez gets his opportunity to come back and prove to the Twins he can be a solid bullpen piece. Lopez will take his warm-up pitches here. He says one more and he's good. He's looking pretty sharp out here. He's now Jake Cronenworth will step in. Due to matchups, it would have been a lot smarter to put in Giovanni Moran, but Jorge Lopez with a 5-run lead. He's needed some work, and Moran has pitched more recently. 1-2 count there as Cronenworth fouls off another. And the fastball down and away. Jake Cronenworth swings and misses. And quite the trend here for the San Diego Padres. Lots of strikeouts. Juan Soto steps in, another lefty bat. Another situation where Giovanni Moran would have been a good choice, but with the struggles Lopez has had, it is a good confidence booster to get him out there and pitch into the heart of the lineup. Another foul ball there from Juan Soto, and a pitch. Another foul ball. A little late swing there. I don't think he was expecting the fastball. And he fouls off yet another pitch.
Ball, down.
Juan Soto with the little shuffle there. 2-2 count here, Soto. And he'll swing and miss. Nasty slider there from Lopez. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Jorge Lopez looking to kind of bounce back here. Granted, it's one outing, but this is exactly what he needed as Manny Machado steps in. Facing that 2-3-4, it's not an easy task. And Lopez was up to the challenge as Manny Machado checks his swing, and he went. 1-2 count. Lopez sets. Pitch. And he'll foul it off. That was a nasty slider there. Very early swing on Manny Machado's part. And he'll foul off another one. Curveball was outside of the zone, but Machado still manages to fight it off. And he'll swing and miss on the sinker. 97 miles an hour. Manny Machado goes down swinging, and the Padres half of the inning. A little bit of experimenting here on the Twins side. They're going to sit Giovanni Moran down, and they are going to warm up Jorge Alcala. Once again, kind of going for the struggling pitchers, boost some confidence, and help them to better themselves. You know, when you have a dominant inning against the Padres, that's a hard lineup to face. So to have a dominant inning is a huge confidence booster as Royce Lewis flies out to Nelson Cruz out there, one away. Tony Walters will step in, 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts today. Looked like he was going to hit a home run, but it was just shy. As he'll get another pitch here, and it looked like an easy one to hit, but he lined it right to second base for an out number 2. Easy play throwing it over there to first. So Michael Taylor will step in, 0 for 3 on the day. Looking to change those fortunes. He's in a little bit of a starting duel with Edouard Julien as he hits it third, and it's not in time. Machado with the diving stop, but he didn't come up with it. And he scurried to it, but Michael Taylor with that speed, just a little too quick. And Machado didn't have enough time to get it over there, although very, very close still. Michael Taylor will take that for a base hit. So Jose Miranda steps in, and he'll line it to second base, and he'll be out for the final out of the inning. Take a look at the ballpark cam here. It's a beautiful day for baseball here in Minnesota. Twins still lead it 5-0. Matt Carpenter steps in, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And Jorge Lopez will get to go out there for another inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Kind of exactly what he needed was a multi-inning outing as he strikes out Matt Carpenter, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts today. Not the day he was looking for. It's Nelson Cruz steps in, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Jorge Lopez looking to add a 3rd strikeout to that total as Nelson Cruz fouls it off. Jorge Lopez sets his 27th pitch of the game. And that'll be a fly ball out there into the left center gap. But Byron Buxton will get there with ease for out number 2. Easy play there. Adam Engel will step in. 30 pitches in for Jorge Lopez. And the pitch. And it'll be a bunt, but it's going to go foul. As you see there, Lopez looking in, waiting for the sign. Adam Engel with the 2-2 count. He'll foul it off.
That ball foul.
Good pitch here. And it's a ball below the knees, making it a full count. And another foul ball here. Bumping him up to 34 pitches on the day. Probably not exactly what he was thinking he wanted, but he'll take the outing nonetheless. He struggled so far and pitched pretty well today. Line drive into center field right at Byron Buxton. Just a few steps to his right, and to do up are Carlos Correa, Byron Buxton, and Jorge Polanco. 3, 4, 5 hitters with 5 hits today. All hits coming from Carlos Correa and Jorge Polanco, who both have home runs. Michael Wacho, 34 pitches, and he'll throw it to Correa, who's going to line it into the right center gap. He's been taking the ball the other way a lot lately, and that's a double easy for Carlos Correa. As he stands at second. Twins looking to get some more runs in here. That's about as pretty of a double as it gets. Hitting it the other way. Just standing in easily there at second base. As Byron Buxton steps in. And Byron Buxton 0 for 2 on the day with a couple strikeouts.
Ball.
Maybe he only has
3 balls,
1.
1 strike.
I don't really remember. I remember he struck out at least once. Buxton struggling a bit today. Seeing the ball well for the most part. He does have a walk and a 3-1 count here as he fouls off the changeup. Looking to add to his totals as he hits it on the ground to short. And the ball but he can't come up with it as Bogarts misses it. Byron Buxton will reach an infield single. I guess that's one way to turn your fortunes around and add to your batting average. Jorge Polanco steps in, and he fouls off the first pitch. The 1-1 pitch. 1-2 count here to Polanco, and he'll foul off the fastball down the middle. Swung a bit early there. Maybe his eyes lit up. Thought that was going to be a nice easy pitch to hit farther than the first one. But the 2-2 count. And Polanco will line up the middle. And that might drive in Correa. It's going to be close. The throw is offline, and he's safe in there at home plate. Twins extended to 6-0 on that hard hit ball by Polanco. Kind of a risky move trying to score that run, but it paid off for him in the end. Polanco drives in yet another with Correa scoring. And Buxton moving up to third. Jorge Polanco at first base there. They might think about moving him to avoid the double play ball here. The 1-2 count. Max Kepler fouls that one off. And that's a ball. And Polanco's in there safely with his stolen base there. His third on the season. Throw was a bit high. Made it easy for Polanco, who had a late jump, but ultimately he got the safe call, and that's all that matters. Tag was a bit late. Throw was a bit high. Now with runners on second and third, Max Kepler doesn't have to worry about the double play ball as he hits a fly ball into center field, right center field. That's pretty deep out there to the warning track. It did not look like it was going to get that far off the bat. But maybe they win the ticket? Who knows? As Byron Buxton scores, and now it's 7-0. Twins over the Padres as Joey Gallo steps in, 0 for 3 on the day. But that could change here. He could get an RBI potentially with 1 out. All he needs is a fly ball, or even a ground ball for that matter. Joey Gallo with a 1-2 count. Had a rough day. And he'll foul that one off, as he should have taken it as it almost hit him. Michael Wacha, 57 pitches in here out of the pen. And another foul ball there from Joey Gallo. Pitch. And another foul ball there by Joey Gallo. He's swinging very early. No wonder why he's a pull hitter. And that's going to get through the infield. That's a base hit for Joey Gallo, turning those fortunes around, driving in the 8th run of the ball game for the Minnesota Twins. That's his first hit of the game, and that's exactly what he needed. He had a struggle today, and he's looking to prove himself to the Twins that he deserves another multi-year contract. And that'll be it for Michael Wacha, as Steven Wilson will come in for his 19th appearance on the season. 23 innings and a 1.52 ERA. That's an incredible start to the season. Steven Wilson looking to just hold the Twins here, potentially allow for a comeback by the Padres, but it looks like he's just eating innings here today as Royce Lewis hits this deep in the left field, but that's gonna go foul. Long foul ball there for Royce Lewis, looking for his first home run of his career still. And he'll foul this one off as well. 1-2 count still. Royce Lewis looking to kind of spark that bat a little bit. Kind of struggled here to start his major league career, but the expectations are just that he comes in and plays every day as he goes down on strikes. Swinging strike 3 there, and Tony Walters will step in. Maybe there's just a little bit of pressure from Royce Lewis, thinking he has to produce right away, as Tony Walters hits a fly ball here to right field. That one didn't have quite the carry that Max Kepler's did, though, as he's the final out of the inning. Probably the final at-bats there for the Minnesota Twins today, as stepping up for the San Diego Padres here in the top of the 9th, Austin Nola. And I didn't see the other one. I think it's Ha-Seong Kim, as Jorge Alcala steps in for his 16th appearance with 11 innings and a 15 ERA. Once again, this is just a confidence booster for the Twins, as this is kind of a blowout here so far today. And Alcala says that he just wants a few pitches here. 97 on a warm-up pitch. That's insane. But we'll see what he does once it's game time. And he says one more here. part of me is starting to believe that Royce Lewis is applying a lot of pressure to himself. He probably thinking he needs to do too much when really he just needs to do what he's capable of, as Jorge Alcala strikes out Austin Nola for the first out of the night. And he'll step Ha-Seong Kim. I was right. I did guess that right. I was pretty sure it was him batting ninth. And Bogarts will be up next. Over 2 on the day here, as Lewis will get that line out. What a play there to range over and grab that. It's hard over there at the hot corner. The ball wasn't hit the absolute hardest, but 72 miles an hour is still a hard hit ball. To range that far, at least. 99 on the gun there by Jorge Alcala to make the count full to Xander Bogaerts. Jorge Alcala looking for his spotless inning here for the first time this season, it feels like. As another foul ball. A full count to Xander Bogaerts. And that's a fly ball to right field. Kepler will have to range back, but he'll get under that easily. As the Minnesota Twins win 8-0 here. Impressive day by the Twins pitching. Big confidence boost for their bullpen. A couple of guys that have been struggling. Coming in and facing some really tough hitters, as the Padres have a really strong lineup. The Minnesota Twins relievers get the confidence boost they need. Joe Ryan continues his success to 4-2 start on the season. And Jorge Polanco and Carlos Correa both hitting out home runs today. As Carlos Correa hit an opposite field home run, and Polanco crushed one to the pole side and absolutely demolished it. Little chance for you here. I always link my Discord, Twitter, Facebook, everything at the bottom of my descriptions. You saw the follow on social medias for MLB The Show. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. We got a long ways ahead of us here for this Twins series. As you see there, they take the 8-0 win. And the player of the game is Jorge Polanco, who went 4 for 4 with a home run and 4 RBIs. And the Padres only had 2 hits on the game, coming from Adam Engel and Juan Soto. Ryan Jeffers appears he'll be out for a few days. We're going to keep him active. He pulled a leg muscle. Should be pretty easy to come back from that. We're hopeful that he'll be back soon and starting at catcher. But Tony Walters will have to take over that for the time being, and Ryan Jeffers will come back fresh. And with that, we'll touch back on the like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next Minnesota Twins franchise video. Take care of yourselves.